Cool. All right. Give a round of applause to that awesome panel. That was really some great conversation. So a show of hands out there, who is a buspreneur that is here and going to spend a couple of days on a bus with me? Got a few here. Cool. So my name's Andrew Noonan. I'm a partner engineer with the Uber developer platform, and will be a mentor on the StartupBus over the next couple of days, heading to Boulder, Colorado. So I wanted to give you guys a little overview and a dive into what the Uber developer platform is, the different things we have to offer, and some of the awesome integrations that we've seen from our partners on our platform, as well as talk about trip experiences a little bit, which was something Chris dove into a little bit on stage, which is a product we're really excited about, and really looking forward to the innovation on the startup bus and from developers in general. So let's set the stage a little bit with the scale of Uber, which I'm sure everyone is aware is fairly massive. But we're operating in 60+ countries around the world, over 400 cities. We have millions of riders, and so it's really this platform that is sitting on top of that massive network that we're talking about. And the Uber developer platform has a motto, which is to build moving experiences. So let's dive a little bit into how we kind of constructed this motto that we have and what it really means to us. So the build part actually hits on a core Uber value that we have here at the company, let builders build. So Uber is a technology company. We definitely value the engineers that are here at the company building the awesome products and the awesome platform that we have. And so we really try as a company to surround them with the tools that they need to get the job done. The Uber developer platform is exactly that for developers out there in the ecosystem building on top of our platform. And we're really trying to allow those developers to make magic happen, which is another one of our core values here at Uber. So we're really trying to give them the tools that they can deliver an amazing experience to their users and their customers. And so far, we've seen that there's thousands of companies out there that are delivering those experiences to their users. And as the Uber developer platform, we really view this as a service and not just the mobile app that you're traditionally used to. And so we're really trying to unlock the ability for developers to tap into that logistics network and that service and kind of move away from this idea that it's just a mobile app that you use to get a ride or get something delivered. So traditionally, Uber is thought of as something that gets people and things from point A to point B, right? Pretty easy to understand, pretty logical. As the Uber developer platform, we recognize that there's a need for these users these users are expressing a intent to ride or potentially a future intent, either hours or maybe days before they actually need to ride. So to serve this purpose, we built an endpoint and a product called Ride Reminders to set a reminder for, you've basically, you've made a restaurant reservation, so we know that you're probably going to want to ride. So set a reminder, you'll get a push notification at the time of that reservation to actually get there. We've also built APIs to handle that future intent. So, you might want to be informed before you actually decide to take the ride. So, what products are available at your current location? What is the ETA for those products to get to you? What is the estimated price of each one of these products to get to your destination? As well as the ability to build an entire native Uber, end-to-end ride experience in your application. we as a platform really want to enable all the utility of the app to be in your app. So given that, let's dive into some of the examples we've actually seen people build out in the wild. We've been impressed by the level of engagement we get from all of our partners. So this is a mock of, or a screenshot of one of our partners' apps, City Mapper. And they've integrated several of our endpoints. As you can see, products endpoint is surfacing the products available for this user at that location. The price estimates endpoint is showing the user how much it's going to cost to get them there, and time estimate for the ETA for all these products. And pretty low barrier to entry to get at this data, and then they're able to just use that to allow the user to select the ride, deep link right into our app, and complete the entire ride experience in our app. So they don't have to deal with any of the logistics of showing that car on the map, that kind of thing. So pretty interesting, very convenient, adds a lot of value to that City Mapper app. And then you can think about a context where you're not on the mobile device, right? You have your Pebble Watch, and you don't want to pull out your phone to find out where how far away the nearest Uber is, or how much it's going to cost you, or to actually request your ride. So Pebble actually went a step further and integrated the entire end-to-end ride experience directly on your watch. So never have to pull out your phone, get an Uber, get in it, know when it's arriving, all that good stuff. And then one of my favorite is actually the HipChat integration. So HipChat brought it a step further. So we love to see when people kind of layer logic and technology on top of our APIs to provide added value to the user. So HipChat obviously is a work chat platform, and so you might be in a chat room talking to a couple of your coworkers, and you want to go out to lunch. So it was a natural place to put the ability to order a ride right into HipChat and kind of let your coworkers know, like, I booked the ride, we're good to go. The impressive thing that they did on top of this was actually to use the API to recognize the capacity of each one of the cars. And if you had 6 people going and you ordered an Uber X, it fits 4 people. So you're actually that car is going to fill up, and each person can kind of claim a spot in the car, and then order a second car when you need to. So I really like that because it kind of adds that extra feature on top of the API that our core product isn't offering currently. So yeah, next I actually want to invite up a partner of ours that was nice enough to come over. We're super stoked to invite SoundHound up to go over the integration they built.
Thanks a lot. All right, so this is Chris, and I'm Karl. We're both engineers at SoundHound, which you may know from our music recognition app, which has been around for about a decade now. What you may not know is that we also do voice recognition. So we have Hound, which is an app, personal assistant app, and we also have a platform called Houndify, which is what's underneath the actual app. So we have sort of 3 things we're really proud of. We have the speech to meaning. So our other guys who do voice recognition do a 2-step process where they go from speech to text and then from text to natural language understanding. And so we actually combine those in 1 step and just go straight through, which improves our accuracy and speed by a lot. We also support really complex queries. So instead of just saying, like, what time is it, you can ask for very complicated things like show me hotels in San Francisco that cost at least $200, but exclude those that are more than $400, and only show me those that have gyms and are pet friendly, or something like that. And so what we provide in addition to just the app is a platform. And so this is where you guys come in, because you might be able to actually leverage this. And we have currently over 100 domains, things like weather or restaurants or hotels. And we thought, how cool would it be if we could just add Uber, right? So that's actually one of the things that we decided to do, and it worked out pretty well. We actually have a little demo video here for you. Let me see. Can I just hit play? All right.
Okay, Hound. Where is the nearest Uber?
The nearest Uber X is 4 minutes away. Uber Black, Uber SUV, and Uber XL are also available.
Where is the nearest Uber Black?
The nearest Uber Black is 8 minutes away.
How much does it cost to go from here to the airport?
An Uber Black can take you from here to San Jose International Airport for about $32 to $41. Uber X, Uber XL, and Uber SUV are also available.
And how long is the trip?
The trip takes about 16 minutes.
How much does it cost to go from 3979 Freedom Circle, Santa Clara, to the best American restaurant in San Francisco that is open at 9 p.m. tonight with Uber X, and how long is the trip?
An Uber X can take you from 3979 Freedom Circle, Santa Clara to State Bird Provisions located at 1529 Fillmore Street in San Francisco for about $61 to $81 with an active surge multiplier of 1.50. The trip takes about 75 minutes.
Yeah, so we're pretty proud of what we've done there. And of course, it's all built on Uber. So everything that we're doing is adding voice interface to functionality like Uber, like weather, that we're getting someplace else. So what I want to talk, oops, backwards, forward, oops. Anyway, what I want to talk about is the API. So anyone who's done StartupBus before, if you've done other hackathons, if you've used APIs at all, you know how important it is, the API that you choose, and how easy it is to use that API, because it doesn't matter how good your idea is. If it's 2 a.m. and you're trying to get your app finished before the hackathon finishes, before the bus gets into town, you need someone to help you when that API isn't doing what you're expecting it to do. So our experience with the Uber API is that they've been amazing at support. So we've integrated with a lot of different APIs. So we have experience on both sides of the API. We provide an API, but we also integrate with a lot of different APIs. And the Uber API is great. One of the best things about it, they have their sandbox. It makes it really easy to use the whole thing. You can use it as if it were you're hitting the real API, but you're actually not going to have drivers show up at your door, which is kind of nice when you're just testing it. And then the other thing is that they're always there to support us. And you can see that with what they're doing on the bus. They're going to actually be there on the bus with you. We wish we could be on the bus with you too, but we'll do the next best thing. If you are interested in using our API, if it's something that will help you integrate with Uber, or if it's something that will help you using our other domains, we want to help you, anyone who's on the bus. So if we could get the slide. We want to give you our contact information, so you can call us, you can text us anytime, and we're there 24/7 to support you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I kind of want to go to State Bird Provisions now. So yeah, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about with layering technology on top of our API to really enhance the experience. So super excited to see integrations like that, and it's really cool that they have the Houndify platform as well. So you can actually through their API you can do voice commands on top of Uber. So go register for your server token with Uber, give it to them, and then just hit up their API. So you don't have to couple them together or anything. Pretty cool. So now I want to take another step and talk about this product that we've kind of hinted at. We launched earlier this year. Messina talked about it on stage a bit. But I kind of want to dive in and really show you how simple it actually is and how powerful it is. So it's called Trip Experiences, and it's actually, as Messina said, we had this in intent to ride API, and we had the ability to request a ride, and then you could on your Pebble watch you can monitor the ride and whatnot. But we really weren't adding a lot of value and taking advantage of the actual ride itself. And so we kind of realized we were sitting on this gold mine for developers, and figured, why not open it up and see what developers built? So technically, it's quite simple. It's really an additional OAuth scope, all trips, a single endpoint /current, so you don't have to know the ID of the current trip, and you can get webhooks notifications of when your users go on trips, so you don't have to constantly pull. So pretty simple technically, but we really think it's pretty powerful information. So let's talk about why we think that. So we really think the context of the user being on trip is extremely powerful, right? You get that webhook notification when the user goes on trip, and it can trigger your backend to start collecting some information, putting together what it needs to serve up to that user. So when they open up your app, all of a sudden, your app has the context of, this is how much time they have available, this is where they're coming from, this is where they're headed to. So pretty cool stuff. And it's actually, so I'll dive into the actual response and the data that's there. Like I said, it's this request /current endpoint, and this is the trip details payload. So this is the data that you get for a user while they're on trip. And I don't know about you guys, show of hands, who's ordered an Uber, and then you see that it's 5 minutes away, 6 minutes away or something, and you're just kind of bored, and you start fumbling through your different apps. You check your email a little bit. You might open up your news app, that kind of thing. It'd be pretty cool if you opened up your news or sports app, and it knew that you have 9 minutes until the Uber gets there, and it serves you up a 9-minute video. So that you don't open up, the 20-minute video, and you only get to watch 9 minutes of it, and then you forget to watch it later. So you can leverage the information of the ETA till pickup, as well as a use case that I myself was actually wishing was there when we were launching Trip Experiences. I was in India, in Bangalore, and had never been to the city center. I booked an Uber. It was about a 20-minute, 30-minute drive in, and I hop in the car, and I'm sitting there moving my pin over to the center of the city, which is miles and miles away, and zooming in and trying to figure it out, and waiting for the map to load as I move in. It would have been great if it knew that's where I was headed. It didn't need me to move anything, and when I opened it up, it just loaded all of those recommendations for me. So the destination, lat long, and the ETA to that destination are included. And so these are just two pretty simple but powerful use cases that we've conceptualized on top of this. But we imagine that there's many different applications of this, and we're specifically looking to opportunities like StartupBus. We're really excited to see what some innovative entrepreneurs or buspreneurs are going to do with this, with this access, this data, and the magic that they're going to make for their users. So definitely excited to see what comes out of StartupBus and Trip Experiences in general. So now I want to move on to another API that we have in another product called Uber Rush. So Uber Rush, if you're not familiar, is our on-demand delivery platform. So the Rides API gets people from point A to point B. The Rush product and the Rush API gets things from point A to point B. So the Uber Rush API is currently in private beta for enterprise access, and it's quite similar to the functions of the Rides API, except we want to have it be leveraged to make it extremely convenient and affordable to get the products that you want to your users. So convenient and affordable that they don't even bother to try to find the store that they need to go get it at. We want to make it for in cities from individual shops to just deliver that product to them. so that they don't even need to take an Uber to get there. It'll take it to them. And so, as we see Uber as a logistics network and this service, I think this is really the logistics network that we're talking about is the Uber Rush API. And so special access for StartupBus buspreneurs. We are allowing any of you that want to develop on the API to go ahead and do so for the next couple of days during the competition. So I'll be on the bus, and you can chat with me about it, and I can make sure that you're all set up. You will be making requests and deliveries and such against the sandbox that SoundHound was talking about. That way you're not actually trying to deliver products places and people aren't moving around. But yeah, we're super excited to see what comes out of the Rush API as well. And so some basic information about our APIs in general. They're, aside from the Rush API being in private beta, they are open APIs. We're striving to open things up as much as we can for developers, once they're mature APIs and we think they're ready for that scale. And we follow open standards. It's a RESTful API dealing in JSON, protected by OAuth, so all things that a lot of developers are used to. And you can go to t.uber.com/app-create and create an app. And use the sandbox so you don't get charged money for all those rides during testing. However, if you are a buspreneur and you're hacking on our API, we do have some special prizes for our favorite application that is built on top of the Uber API. We have $800 in Uber promo credits. So if you do happen to incur some charges, it'll cover those. And we're also want to do a mentor session with that team because we love the fact that the StartupBus is really trying to invest in these ideas going beyond just the couple of days, beyond just the StartupBus. Really try to cultivate them. And so for that team that builds an awesome experience on the Uber API, we want to sit down and brainstorm with you. So that's all I've got, and thanks, guys, for listening.
All right, so we have the space for another hour. There should still be some food and drinks back there, so head on back and feel free to mingle before you take off. Thanks for being here.